flag on the 29th Kings Royal. Down the front stretch into turn one. Paul McMahon to the early lead. Darren Pittman around the outside of Tim Kading and Sammy Swindell. Pittman in second. Swindell third. Bid for the lead. Pittman to the inside of McMahon. Slide job into turn four. Leading lap number one, it's Darren Pittman. Paul McMahon right back to his inside and retakes the lead into turn one. Paul McMahon and Darren Pittman side by side. McMahon slams the door down the back straightaway. Paul McMahon will lead lap number two. Darren Pittman second, Sammy Swindell third, Chad Kemenoff fourth, and Tim Kading in fifth. Pittman back to the inside of McMahon. Darren Pittman in the lead once again down the back straightaway, but not for long. McMahon right back to his inside. Great battle between Darren Pittman and Paul McMahon out of turn four as they cross the line. McMahon still barely on top, but here comes Pittman once again to the lead. Darren Pittman now in command down the back straightaway and pulling away by 4 car lengths. As Sammy Swindell begins to close in on Paul McMahon. Now watch the race for the second spot. Swindell to the bottom in 1 and 2. Paul McMahon rides the cushion right up against the wall. Holds off Swindell for the moment. Here comes Sammy with a slide job in 3 and 4. Sammy Swindell up to second and already pulling away from Paul McMahon. To go 3 wide through 1 and 2. Paul McMahon back to third. Kading around the outside of Kemenoff, but Kemenoff gets the good grip down low and comes back at him. Kemenoff, McMahon, and Kading. Trouble right in front of them in turn 4. Everybody able to avoid the spinning number 19 of Stevie Smith, but a very close call. Not a good restart for Paul McMahon. He'll lose 5 positions on that restart. Meanwhile, Chad Kemenoff to the inside. Sammy Swindell with the lead. Kemenoff alongside him. Pittman. Oh, Kading's into the wall. Tim Kading hit the wall coming out of turn 2. He's slowing down the back straightaway as Chad Kemenoff comes for the lead out of turn 4. Sammy Swindell will lead lap number 11. Kading slowing and taking the car to the pits. Sammy Swindell lead lap number 11 with Chad Kemenoff. And now the caution flag wave as as Kading does not go to the pits but slows on the front straightaway. Swindell, Pittman, Henderson, Kemenoff, now Kerry Matson, trouble, there's trouble, Kemenoff's off the pace and Dale Blaney gets collected. Blaney keeps the car fired. We stay green for the moment, but Dale Blaney had to get on the brakes and nearly spun the car as Chad Kemenoff lost power down the front straightaway. Kemenoff still under power, but headed back to the pit area. In the meantime, we stay green, and Darren Pittman catching up with the number 1 of Sammy Swindell. Pittman to the high side, Swindell running down low. Pittman around the outside of Swindell in a bid for the lead down the front straightaway. Swindell has it for the moment, but here comes Darren Pittman. Pittman to the outside, but Swindell moves high to block. Darren Pittman and Sammy Swindell racing tooth and nail in front of the field. We work on lap number 15. Swindell, Pittman, Henderson, then Kerry Matson in 4th, and Donnie Schatz up to 5th. Here's the bid for the lead. Pittman the slide job in 1 and 2. Swindell turns it back underneath him. They're side by side down the back straightaway into turn 3. Again, Sammy enters low, drifts to the cushion. Pittman turns it underneath him out of turn 4, but Sammy Swindell keeps the top spot. Working on lap number 23. Swindell, Pittman, Matson, and Henderson. Donnie Schatz completing the top 5 now. Craig Kinzer to the inside of Jack Hodenshield. Craig Kinzer from the 23rd start, make that 24th starting spot up to challenge for the 6th position. Henderson back to the inside of Matson. They'll go side by side for 3rd down the back straightaway. Action all over the half mile. Maybe the best racing we've seen in a Kings Royal in quite some time. Kerry Matson fends off the charge by Justin Henderson. Ducks low in 1 and 2. Henderson's going to stay on the high side and get the momentum going. Matson now looking for the 2nd spot as he ducks underneath Darren Pittman. Big slide job by the Madman. Kerry Matson up to 2nd as they exit turn 4. Kerry Matson started 10th. He runs 2nd, but now Pittman back to his inside. Pittman and Matson still side by side down the back straightaway. Matson forges ahead once again. Here's another slide job attempt by Darren Pittman, but not enough room to make it work. Sammy Swindell, Kerry Matson, Darren Pittman, Justin Henderson, and now Jack Hodenshield into the top 5. Craig Kinzer 6th. Donnie Schatz has fallen back to 7th. Craig Kinzer to the inside of Jack Hodenshield and to the inside of Justin Henderson. Craig Kinzer looking for the 3rd spot out of turn 2. They're 3 wide down the back straightaway. Darren Pittman in 3rd. Craig Kinzer in 4th. Jack Hodenshield and Justin Henderson side by side for 6th. Lead for Sammy Swindell 1 second over the 29 of Kerry Matson. Brad Sweet off the pace in car number 49. Sweet slowing on the inside of turn 4, and the caution flag waves. He cannot make it back to the pit area. Sammy to the stripe, but still sliding very slowly. Now is on the throttle into turn 4. Darren Pittman makes the move for the 2nd spot But now Matson back to his inside. Meanwhile, Justin Henderson in fourth. Pittman around the outside of Kerry Matson. Matson's going to return the slide job favor. Matson and Pittman side by side for second with Justin Henderson right behind them. Sammy Swindell is gone on the restart, already a half a straightaway in front of the rest of the field. Kerry Matson reclaims the second position as they all battle behind Sammy Swindell. Another slide job by Pittman. Matson turns it underneath him once again. Jack Hodenshield around the outside of Justin Henderson. Hodenshield is fourth and coming after Pittman for third. Makes that pass in 1 and 2. Jack Hodenshield now up to third. Here comes Matson. Matson really gaining ground on Sammy Swindell. This time by there will be 5 laps to go, and Matson's coming after Swindell. 5 laps to go. Bid for the lead. Matson to the inside in 1 and 2. Can't make the pass. And Kerry Matson may have gone too early there and may have cost himself the King's Royal. Let's see if he can reel Swindell back in. Kerry Matson tried to go low in 1 and 2 and just didn't get it close enough. Swindell to the inside in turn 3. Back to the cushion in turn 4. White flag waves. 1 lap to go. Sammy Swindell a little lower under the cushion in 1 and 2 this time. Here comes Matson. Matson's got a run on him. Down the back straightaway for the final time into 3 and 4. Sammy Swindell protects to the middle. Here comes Matson to the inside, but he won't get the job done, and Sammy Swindell wins the 2012 King's Royal. Kerry Matson second, Jack Hodenshield third, Justin Henderson fourth, and Craig Kinzer in fifth. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome King Sammy the 29th, Sammy Swindell.